Hello and welcome to Autocar Professional. I am with Mr. Rahul Bharti, who is the ED at Maruti Suzuki India. And what better time to discuss about Viksit Bharat and how auto industry is going to play such an important part. Maruti Suzuki is going to play such an important part in it. So your initial thoughts on it and how do you think India can make a difference when it comes to solving? I know it's a loaded question, but so much action is happening. So if you could just start by defining that and what the word Viksit Bharat means for you.
Absolutely. To me, Viksit Bharat means, where all sections of society have employment opportunities, the empowerment, social empowerment, to pursue their path to happiness. And essentially, that stems from the economic growth. Why Viksit Bharat is strategic for us is, for the manufacturing sector is, because the manufacturing sector is the single largest skill that the government has identified, and rightly so, that can catapult India from a developing country to a developed country. It's the manufacturing sector that can create so many jobs. Of course, the service industry does create jobs, but they all sit on the manufacturing sector growth. So, and within manufacturing, auto is the largest. That is why we are excited about it. And we think the auto sector has a unique opportunity of contributing to that journey. And when we say, the auto sector contributing to Viksit Bharat, I have two dimensions in mind. One is deep localization, which means make everything in India, including electronics, for example, which we were lacking till now. And on the other side, maximize our exports. So, when I talk about deep localization, till now, we have seen in so many crises, whether it was the COVID crisis or the semiconductor crisis or the container crisis or even the vaccines, for example, a country as large and as diverse in India needs total self-reliance, which is Atmanirbharta, for securing our supply chain, the whole supply chain. And in any case, it makes sense to minimize our imports, make everything in India. That was one. Second is make in India for the world. I think the kind of growth aspirations that we have, they cannot be satisfied by just with domestic demand alone. We've done the numbers and we realize that India should take more and more share of the global pie. And that is why exports are strategic for us. We have to grow our exports exponentially. So these dimensions, deep localization on one side and exponential growth of exports on the other side.
Sure. Very, you explained the 2 points really clearly when it comes to exports and localization. But what can be the actionable steps to go into that direction? Is there something that you expect from the government from a policy perspective, or like the industry can come together to make sure that we have deeper localization and a lot more focus on exports? So what can be done from a ground up level to sort of make sure this we see what you're saying at some point?
So I think the government has done a lot already. We have PLI schemes for advanced automotive technologies, for clean fuels, for including whether it is EVs or hydrogen or biofuels. There are so many government support programs already available. I think it is the industry that has to rise to the occasion, and it is possible. For example, for localization, now we have got semiconductors in India, we have manufacturing. So our component manufacturers, and it's a good opportunity, they can, if they do R&D in India, then they can design products that use these electronics, these chips, and the mechatronics to make in India. And more of our cars have now technology-loaded features which can benefit on this growth, because electronics was a large chunk of imports till now.
Yeah.
Similarly, on export side, I think the largest, and it's so simple, if you have global level of quality and technology, you will get customers globally. So, exports is the fire test of global competitiveness, is technology and quality, and obviously cost in that order. Uh, so it's the industry that has to work harder, and and even before working harder, believe in growth and believe in R&D.
Yeah, the entire industry believes that growth cannot come without a focus on sustainability and clean mobility. That's sort of written on the wall. But what technology will stick is still a question. Globally, we are seeing a demand dip when it comes to EVs. There was a time when even in India and globally, it was like really hyped. And now there's a sort of an industry sentiment that a lot of them have recalibrated their growth plan. So according to you, you've always maintained that India will see a mix of technologies when it comes to clean mobility. How do you see this entire demand scenario right now when it comes to EVs, and what helps you prepare for the future?
Right. See, in this entire decarbonization journey and the shift to clean energy, uh, and our philosophy is that we have to leverage all technologies to support it, to support this journey. We are not overly concerned about the recent slowdown or some negative news on EV growth. I think we have to, one, engage in positive communication, that we will encourage EVs and we will ensure that we will give customers the confidence to embrace more and more EVs, and to whatever extent are not covered by EVs, other segments, other technologies like biofuels, like compressed biogas, like
CNG and hybrids.
CNG, hybrids, to whatever extent possible, including hydrogen, for example. So we think more technologies will help us journey, and we have to give customer the confidence that these technologies are here to stay, and that we will stand by the customer in their ownership journey for newer technology.
But what about the challenges today, especially when it comes to EVs? How do you see? How do you see the industry coming together and government helping to make sure that growth curve is also met with like a positive response from the market? Do you see any demand blip at this point, or it's this is how it's going to go because matured markets have seen it like this?
See, it is perfectly all right if for a few months or a few, for a short period of time, the market will take a breather, or there may be impact of some withdrawals in some parts of the world. But we are not concerned about that. We have to keep our commitment positive, and how we can give the customer more confidence is, first of all, have products which are high on technology, high on specifications. For example, uh, EVs designed fresh as EVs, not IC gentle word. So any such confidence that we can give to the customer will translate into higher customer confidence.
Tassi, if you could leave us with certain projections, certain outlook for the industry, both for hybrids as well as EVs, because these two growth curves are developing very differently. So how do you see the growth curve developing for both these technologies in India today?
Fine. First of all, I would like to mention that we want to maximize both EVs and hybrids and give customers all confidence that these technologies are good for him. It's not just good for national goals like carbon emission or oil reduction. They are good for the customer also. So we would like to encourage both technologies. We would not like to, pitch one technology versus the other, because both are excellent technologies and we would want both their growth. Uh, the last word on technology has not been mentioned. So we should not limit ourselves by what we project currently. But if we were to talk about some billions in numbers, a ballpark figure may be something like 15% to 20% EV penetration by the end of the decade.
Yeah.
About 25% for hybrids, and the best balance 60% should not be left as pure EVs, pure IC engine cars. They should be converted to other technologies like natural gas, like compressed biogas, like ethanol, mixed fuel, etc. For hydrogen also, for that matter,
By 2030, you said. Right?
by 2030.
Yeah, that's a very positive outlook for the industry. We look forward to engaging more with you. Thank you so much for your comments. Thanks.
Your wishes.